Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Middle Aged Gamer and you're looking at another Airsoft review. Now, this is one of only two pistols that operate on the same hammerless function that have been released in the last year. One of them is what I would call unobtainium due to its over-exaggerated price, which is the GHK Glock Gen 3. And then you have this, the Canik TP9 Combat Elite. Now it comes in multiple colours. You have it in pure black, pure tan, or a hybrid. I went for the hybrid because it's like on the airsoft field, you either have black or you don't. And it's like I want to stand out, be something different. So I thought, and it kind of looks better. You get it in this lovely orange box, which you can't mistake. This is basically a Canik product. It's very similar to the real steel box. Now, as we open it, you reveal your instruction manual, which, as you can see, it's just your basic airsoft do's and don'ts. And if you notice the font and the style, you'll realize the OEM of this gun. It is licensed by Cybergun, and from what I remember, this was made in really quick. Now, quick time that is. Now, what you can see here is the Canik pistol itself. That's what you're left with. It does come in a special poly bag type thing to hold the natural oils in, but as this is mine and I've put about 1,000 rounds through, you can see it's still in mint shape, even though it's been in out of holsters a lot during the training and some matches I've played with it. Now, this is the Canik TP9. Now, as you can see, it is a lovely gun. You can see there you've got the Canik markings on there, you've got the lovely serrations around front are really deep, and the back. Now let's start from tip to butt before I get to its unique operating system. As you can see here, that's a salient arms 14mm counterclockwise thread protector. So yes, you can fit your lasers, your laser suppressors and all that stuff, your tracer units. Salient arms front sight, salient arms rear sight, which is serrated, if we can get that in the light for you, but it's blacked out and serrated. You have lovely serrations, like I say, at the front to be able to, check your chambers and so on. This gun is magazine out and is unloaded. Now, you get a 3-slot Picatinny rail, which is really good for your lights. You can fit pretty much anything on there. You get your takedown levers, ambidextrous slide stop release, a salient arms barrel, which as you can see is unique. It's been fluted. It has the salient arms engraving on the top, but it's been fluted in a square shape, which is really nice. You got the wider bushing at the front for barrel stability, but it still has a bit of slop in there, but that's just airsoft. Again, you get the 9mm markings there on the top of the breech, along with the salient arms, and it's repeated on both sides. So you have the brand here, and this time the TP9 Elite Combat, or Combat Elite, whichever way you want to call it. Read safety manual here, your general proof markings, etc. Made in Taiwan. Again, another clue as to its manufacturer. This gun is 100% compatible with magazine releases from the real steel, so you can actually put the extenders or the reducers on there. Triggers are the same, so you can swap out the trigger to any Canik TP9 trigger. Although the one that comes with it is nice. It's an very wide aluminum flat trigger, so you do get a very nice, good purchase. You're always going to depress it. It's not like Glocks that's so thin that maybe if you're just getting your little bit of a pinky in with a glove and it doesn't work. It's happened. You get a nice wide trigger well, so therefore you can fit gloves, which is really good. The magazine well is flared, which helps because this is basically what this is a Glock 17 length slide with a Glock 19 inch frame, sort of like grip as you would call it. So it's very compact. As you can see, I have medium to large hands, and I love the way it pushes it up into there, so you always get a straight shot, which you can't see on camera, but yes, every time you hold it, it holds it without you having to constantly adjust your grip. The serrations are very nice. It's really nice. Now, let's get to its party piece before we continue on. I will say at the back you do have a priming indicator or cocking indicator that's actually functional. It will go in and out, and on the top is a loaded chamber like on the real steel, so you can texturally feel it. It's cocked, although it is always in that. That's the Airsoft way. Now you don't have to do that and cock it, so I'm going to decock the system and I can just push the slide off. Now we'll get to the pièce de résistance underneath. Another reason why I prefer this: steel guide rod, steel spring, captive, Tokyo Marui style hop up. So yes, it's compatible with Armor Works stroke Tokyo Marui hop adjustment parts and chambers, barrels, etc. It's a 1911 style stroke Glock style blowback housing unit in there. So yes, there is an actual O-ring and piston head that you can swap out, which is kind of cool. You can see it very well. And this little bit here is your priming indicator bar. Okay, so it tells you when it's cocked and locked, it will slide and protrude out the back of the gun. Now that's your slide, which is nice, beefy and heavy, which is quite good. But then you get to here, and this is where the magic happens. There is no hammer. As you can see, there is no hammer. That here is your sear engagement for your cocking indicator. Your actual striker is here in the well. I don't know if I can get this well on camera, but hey, let's angle the light. As you can see here, if I reset, you have your little bit here, which is down here. It's a little steel pin that your trigger arm will link to. That's your striker reset, so you can click it out and then reset the striker as the slide will go back. That's pretty much it. There isn't very little to go wrong, and it's very reliable. And because it has no hammer, there's no friction, so you get really good magazine efficiency out of this gun, which is really good. Now, as you can see, you can lock it back, lock it forward, but I put it on wrong as usual, so let's put it properly on. There it goes. Go across and we're on. But once it's on, it's pretty easy. It stays on, etc. These two nice locking tabs, very easy to purchase, unlike Glock. So yes, you can easily do it to adjust it if you need to adjust the hop. The hop being Armor Works stroke Marui spec, is pretty much accurate out of the box. Now, like I say, as you can see, you can get your little pinky and you can cock the gun easy enough. You can do it on your belt, you can do it on whatever, because there is nothing there to resist it. So the slide just moves effortlessly, which means when you do put a RMR on the top, which yes, it is RMR cut, and it's fully compatible with the real steel RMR plate. So if you have the real TP9, you just want one for training, rather than waste 9mm ammo, which is expensive at 50 cents to $1 a round, depending on what sort of like brand and type. You can use Airsoft as a good training tool, which is what Airsoft really excels at, especially nowadays. The only wear after 1,000 rounds has been here, just slightly at the front of the chamber, and obviously here where I've been threading the thread protector just at the top. That's the only wear you see. This gun has been dropped, it's been done, it's really good. It does have replaceable back straps, but they don't come with the gun. And the optics mount plate that you need does come with a special edition of this gun, but not with the version that I have, the standard everyday version. And to be honest, you've got two trains of thought. You can purchase it and spend a lot of money to get a case and the optics plates, or you can just buy the gun, and as in time they release an optic plate, you can do it, because the gun case just saying Canik is kind of cool, but it's not necessary really. Most people have their own kit bags and so on and won't store it that way. Magazine well flare is removable, and you can just unscrew that, knock the pin out, slide that out, put a new one in, etc. It's modular. It will, like I say, upgrade with you over time. This gun is really good, and to be honest with you, I've been really impressed. Now, out the box performance with no upgrades, this gun will shoot around about 320 FPS pretty consistently, even with the funky trigger pull, because as you can see, the gun is unloaded. No BBs in the mag, but there is gas. You've got lovely extended base plate mags, which are great, especially again, you got gloves, you're in a rush, you can just grab and pull and do your quick tactical reloads. Now, as you can see, dead trigger, prime it, your dingus little thing, your little safety goes forward a bit further now. Now you can put your finger on it and you'll get to the wall. Now I'm actually pushing against the back of the magazine. And if I pull again, it will cycle the gun back. And then you get your positive reset. The gun itself is quite good. It breaks really good. And it feels like you've got the mil-spec trigger in there. So yes, you have about 5mm play like any. As you push in the safety to compensate for that safety being there, you have a longer travel to the wall. You hit the wall and bang, and then you can just reset. So reset's quite short. Trigger pull is nice. It's mil-spec. If you're used to firing the real steel or anything similar, you'll be used to this. And it's just, in all, a generally good gun. And it's one of the innovations that I would say has changed Airsoft for the better. And I hope that many people will pick it up. It's worth its, I would say, place on your armory, is the best way of saying. As a backup gun, it's unfaulted. You know, I've used it in a few games now, and it's saved my bacon a lot. Having that suppressor, if I want, how to say, ability, so I can put tracer unit on there and, you know, go with it as my primary is another good one. The magazines are competitively priced, unlike it's like say the other gun in this price bracket. This one's like a third of its price, and the other one's like £400 for the gun and £80 a mag if you can find them in stock, because no one has them in stock at the moment. But when they do, they advertise a sale, but you're not really paying a sale. And as the pound here in the UK, where this is being filmed, is falling like crazy, it's getting more expensive. So I don't expect to be seeing that Glock anywhere really often or popular. Whereas this, it's cheap enough to be able to be purchased. It's no more expensive than a standard Glock 17 from WE or Armourer Works type Glocks. So it's competitively priced, and it's a lot better for your money. And as 2022 has shown so far, to be honest, the last 12 months, but generally 2022, there's been a lot of really good guns. As always, this channel is supported by you guys, so if you can please like, comment and subscribe if you love the content you want to see more. The armor is huge and there's plenty of it. If you want to see shooting videos, leave that in the comment. I'm certainly working on that sort of side of things, getting some gameplay videos done in the future. And if you just want to see like the chronograph testing, if you want me to record that, I'm not sure if you like that stuff, just leave it in the comments, I'll do it. Any positive feedback, constructive, welcome. Or if not, just like the video, share it with your friends, because this channel's for you guys. There'll be more Airsoft and more video games in the future. I'm looking forward to the new Call of Duty and all that coming up this year, you know, maybe hopefully if Halo gets fixed, but doubtful. But yeah, and some more Ready or Not gameplay with their expansion that's coming for November. That's going to be awesome. But yeah, if you want to see more, just let me know. This has been Middle Aged Gamer, and I will see you in the next one.